our nice little catchphrases that we have, we should just put them all in the dumpster. The most notable one is "Don't reinvent the wheel." I think that is an egregious piece of advice for people on its surface level, right? Like we constantly reinvent wheels, right? We've been doing that for since we invented the early wheels, right? Like wheels on chariots in ancient Rome look nothing like wheels on F1 cars, right? So we've reinvented the wheel over and over and over and over again, and we've constantly improved it. But I don't like that phrase specifically because it's so anti innovation. It's like, oh, well, the things we've already created, that's not where we're going to innovate. It's on the things that don't exist yet. But there's essentially nothing that doesn't exist yet for most purposes. It's like you're not going to invent the next internet or the next telephone or the next television. Like to truly, like this is a new thing. You're going to improve something that already exists. So I think when people are like, just claim like don't reinvent the wheel, they're kind of missing out on, you know, opportunities to create newer and better things. And also I think like kind of the counter argument to that might be like, okay, well, that's really about focusing on what your main thing is, especially like for a startup or a company. But to that, I would say like most companies that exist in the long term pivot away from whatever their initial main idea was. Like a great example of this is that American Express started off as a package company, right? They were like Federal Express, like FedEx, or they were like UPS. They were shipping things, and then they sprung off into finance, and now they are one of the world's largest finance companies and one of the major credit card companies in the world. So I think it's like to think that you should only focus on like whatever your main thing is right now and not pay attention to the things around you that you might be able to innovate and change on is also bad advice for people. So I think we should kind of dispense with quips like that and stop saying like don't reinvent the wheel and actually find more nuanced words for what we're trying to explain to people, whether that's hey, that might be a good idea, but we don't have the bandwidth to focus on that right now. Or, hey, that sounds like a good idea, but you need to develop it out more before we can actually go and pursue it, or whatever the thing is that you're trying to explain to the person as to why they shouldn't be doing it. I think just the little quips of don't reinvent the wheel, or even the even more popular ones like don't repeat yourself. They mean so much at this point that they mean basically nothing, and they are, I think, actively hostile and holding us back.